So once you load your data and close, this is basically how it will look like, and this is better and it's look nice and organized. So the next part that you're going to is a bit advanced. So what I'll call advanced Power Query, where we now look at how do we combine several files. So I've shown you how Power Query might work, and pivoting columns, renaming, deleting rows, promoting rows, and several more. So the next part is the advanced query, and where we are going to imagine now with the scenario that we had. So now you have to consolidate the date December 2018 data that you have for different countries. So the problem is each file list of this cell in the country's own currency. So the currencies are in their own country. So the local currency for each of those countries. So that is what I mean. So it will be time consuming to convert them to euro and then consolidate the result into the final report. So how do you go about that? So our next task will be this one. We want to consolidate the entire data set, and we are going to now import a folder. So this is how to do it. I've shown us through this file, and let's get to our data. So assuming you're on home tab, just find your data tab. Then from data tab, I want you to go to files, then click folder. File, then click folder. So the process is so simple. In your Excel, go to data tab, then data type, then get data from folder. So at this point, I've clicked from folder. Then I'm going to click on a folder. You can see now the Excel is not there. So I'm going to click from a folder, then click open. So from this point again, we just have the same interface that appeared the other time, except for now we have more options. You can see combine and transform, combine and load, combine, and so we have more options. So that is I've clicked on combine. Sorry, I wanted to let me just go back and start again. I'll delete this one. I have clicked on the wrong option. So from data, get data, then from a folder. So I'm going to click on these cells data 2018, then click on it. So from this point, I want you to click load and edit. So if you click at this point load, there's load to edit, there's a lot of options, load and transform, load and, so basically I want us to load to edit, and loading to edit, it's basically, let's say we want to transform, combine, and I think let's go with load and transform data. That is basically load and edit. So it will be connecting to the queries. So at this point, we're going to check on this option here. From the combined file, the queries that have been found, let's check on DEC 2018. And as you can see, we have, if you click on the data table, we have that. So once you see all the columns, you just click OK. So click OK. So we are now getting into Power Query Editor. That is basically what you're getting into Power Query Editor. Give it some few seconds and it's there. You see, it's already loaded. So the first thing is this data. You can now see I have several queries at this point, and I want us to replace this euro with just the word euro, EUR. So basically, so to do that, let's go to transform. So from transform, replace values. So replace values. So from this point, it will take us to this point. So what you want to find is this euro. To get that euro, I think you press, let's look for it. So euro is here, and I want to replace it with just the word euro. So once you click at that point, and as to click OK, just click OK, and that is it. So we have replaced, that is basically what it will do. It will replace it with uh, the word euro. So our next step is to merge. I want us to merge the queries, the one that you're having at the other side. And to merge queries, let's go to Home tab, then Merge Queries. So just look at your screen. There is what you call Merge Queries at this point. So we have two options: Merge Queries as new. So the one we are going with is just Merge Queries. So what you want to select is Merge Queries. Once you click so, and us to select the currency. Sorry, I think I'm supposed to, let me go back and supposed to take replace value. So let me see, transform, replace values. Let's find this value. First, I want to copy this value. I want to copy that value. Then I want to replace it. It's supposed to be replacing. So this is what I want. Then I want to replace it with just euro. That way. Let me see, replace. Yeah, that is basically the change I was looking for. So the next thing we want to do is we want to merge queries. And we can see we have several queries at this point. I want to merge these files. So I'm going to Home tab, Merge Queries. At this point, just click on your currency. So the first step is we want to merge the currency column. So then from there, after clicking on Merge Queries, at this point, I want you to change it to exchange rate. Okay, so that is what I want you to change. Then you can now see we are having it at this point. That is the next step. Click on the column currency. So we're going to merge. You can see this is a different table from this table up here. So this is sales 2018, and whatever we're marking is the, we're merging the currencies with the currency table that we had initially with now the data sales data we have here. So for all of them. So once you do so, I want you just to click OK. That is the last step. So now we need to display this exchange rate, exchange rate data that we have just retrieved. So the first thing is select your currency column, exchange rate. Select this column. So select this entire column. Then once you expand the column, click on the expand button. So there's this expand button up there. Then once you click on that expand button, I want us to use the check only rate. So whatever we're going to check is just the rate, exchange rate. So these ones I'm going to uncheck them. Then the only thing I'm going to check is this one. Then also untick this one, the original column. So that is basically what you need to do. So once I do that, I click OK. So once you click OK, you'll see it will change to 1 1. It will give you now the currency. So once the data has been merged, you load another data source, merge the queries, and retrieve the corresponding exchange rate. So basically, we are not using the lookup or index match at this point. So that is done. Let's click on this one. So basically, it's the same process. So I want us to, at this point, we don't need to use those VLOOKUP and the index match. So I want us to finish by creating a unit price euro column. So we are going to insert a different column, a new column into this. I don't know whether we are together up to that point. So we have these ones. So if you have another, you just load them and do the same process, do the same process until you're done. So at this point we just have done that. So I want us to come up with a column, creating a new column, adding a column. So the column is going to be the unit price in euro. So basically, come to add column. Then from adding column, we are going to have a custom column. So basically from a custom column, that is what you click. So the name is going to be what? The name is going to be unit price in euro. So unit price euro. So basically that is my, so that is it. So we are going to double click on the unit local currency, which is here. So once you double click on it, it is added automatically. You can see that is it. Then we are going to divide by the rate. So we're going to double click on the exchange rate. That is basically, so the local currency, we're dividing it by the exchange rate to find that the unit price euro. Then just click OK. Very simple. So look at that. It's that simple. That simple. So if you have any question, I think you can ask. So you can see that the exchange rates are different there. Then again, the next thing is you can always change the data type. So from here, I want us to change it to currency. So you can see we have currency. So just make its currency. So that is basically what you can change the currency from there. The next thing I want us to generate another column that is called revenue. So revenue, how do you get revenue? Revenue is always the unit price times the quantity of the product that is sold. So how to get, let's go again to custom. Then now this is what? Revenue, total revenue, total revenue. Then again, how do you do that? Very simple. Unit price per euro, it's now here. Double click on it. Then, or you can select insert. Then again, we are going to, once you click on it, we are going to multiply now. So to multiply, we use an asterisk. So multiply by what? The quantity. So we have quantity here. Double click on it to do that. Or again, you can just click here and there is an insert. Click and an insert. So it's very simple. Just click there and click OK. So the column is we can change the column type to something decimal by just making sure decimal number, because it's the same thing, total revenue. So just give it some few seconds, it will adjust. So look at that. That is basically it. Then to finish, we export it to a new data table in Excel. So click, just come to Home tab, then close and load. So there are options: close and load, close and load, close and load. So basically that is it. You can see we have this one, we have this one. So this is what we're going to use now. So from here you can just add this, now add it a model. So whatever we have done is what you call Power Query can help you do as well. So you can see I have Power Query as well here. So assuming I want now insert, I want to see products per country, or the product, the total sales or total revenue per product. What I'll do, I'll just come to insert. Then instead of now coming from just selectable range, then do a new worksheet. So we want product totals revenue per product. That is basically it. Again, this is now a normal pivot table. It takes us back to a normal pivot table. Let me show the numbers as a percentage of, show the values as a percentage of the grand total. Let me see. So you can see computers gives us about 38. That is the leading, followed by tablets, then smartphones, and then screens. So you can do anything you want now. So anything you need. Basically, that is how to use Power Query. That is how to use Power Query. Yeah, thank you.